Hey guys, today I am making one of my favorite Instant Pot meals, and I figured, you know what, since I'm doing it, I'm gonna pop in here and share it with you guys one time because it is so quick, it is so easy if you are busy. It's my Chinese style chicken in the Instant Pot. So flavorful, so good. It's just such a blessing to be able to make this. It takes maybe 20 minutes, so let's get started. First thing I have here is my Instant Pot insert. I use this anytime I'm making any Instant Pot meal. I use this literally as my bowl. Why dirty another dish if I don't need to? Now you can also make this as a freezer meal if you want and place all of this in a Ziploc bag, including your chicken and everything, and then pop it in the freezer and defrost it the night before in the fridge, and then just place it in the Instant Pot whenever you're ready to cook it. You can do that if you want. I'm making it from fresh just to share with you. So here's a list of ingredients we're gonna need. We're gonna need some bell pepper, some cilantro, about a 1/4 cup of cilantro, a large green onion, or about 2 to 3 smaller green onions, some ginger, onion, and garlic. I am not peeling my ginger. I never peel my ginger. I just don't see the need to it. So what we're gonna do is just add everything to this. Let's start off by chopping up our stuff here. So to our green onions, I'm just gonna give it a little rough chop, maybe about 1/4 of an inch, as small or as big as you want, really doesn't matter. Goes right into my Instant Pot insert. I'm gonna do about, this is a small onion, so I'm just gonna do about a half of that, or you can do about a 1/4 of a larger onion. Alright, give this just a rough chop. I'm just chopping this into about 1/4 inch or so pieces. It's all gonna get cooked down anyways, but I do like it to be kind of small, so that's just what I'm doing. Now this is using fresh ingredients. I know a lot of Instant Pot meals is just dump, like, you know, onion powder, garlic powder, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, this is using fresh ingredients. You're gonna get amazing fresh flavor from everything. This is about a 1/4 cup or so of cilantro leaves. I'm going to finely mince or dice this. Again, if you don't have cilantro, just go ahead and use culantro. Man, that onion. All right, add that right in. Our ginger I'm gonna grate, and my garlic I'm gonna grate as well. White rice, some white jasmine rice actually, well jasmine rice that I have on the stove because that's what I serve it with. So by the time I'm finished making this, my rice is done, and that's lunch right there, and you'll be amazed at how easy it is, and it's just so delicious. I'm sure it will become one of your favorite Instant Pot meals as well. So I'm just grating in my garlic, I'm grating in my ginger, just want about a tablespoon of ginger. And I have a small bell pepper here. I'm gonna use about, man, I tell you, ginger, garlic, talking at the same time, it's just an onion. Yeah, it gets you good. So anyways, I'm gonna use about half of this bell pepper. Just rinse the inside out. The bell pepper with all of these flavors, it is just perfection. It is just such a blessing, y'all. I tell you. Just chop it up into big chunks. We want about 1 inch to 2 inches, but you want some chunks just because. Alright, so it's voiceover time. I guess no recipe or video of mine is complete without a voiceover. So I have all that in my Instant Pot insert, and to that we're going to be adding in our sauces. I'm going to start it with some ketchup, and I will have all the amounts listed below in the description box for you. To that we're also going to add in some hoisin sauce. We're also going to add in some sweet chili sauce. Some low sodium soy sauce. Again, all the amounts will be listed below. And we're gonna add in some oyster sauce. Five spice powder here. We're gonna use about a 1/4 teaspoon of 5 spice. I don't really measure anymore. I just kind of just sprinkle the 5 spice in there. And because this is Instant Pot, you are gonna need some liquid to get this going. You're gonna need some, you can use chicken stock, vegetable stock, or water, whatever your heart's desire. What I'm going to use is what I always use. Some water and a chicken bouillon cube. It is a lot cheaper than buying other things. I mean, of course, organic chicken broth is the way to go. Now, you don't need a whole ton of, if you're using a chicken bouillon, you don't need a whole one. So I'm just using about a half. Break that up in there. You definitely need some black pepper. You can also use white pepper if you want. About a good 1/4 teaspoon. And our liquid, a half a cup of water. And we're gonna add the half a cup of water. I'm using here about, I'm just using some drumsticks. I'm adding this directly in there. I'm using some drumsticks. You can use any kind of meat that you want. Any kind of meat that you want. I'm using about maybe a pound, maybe a pound and a half or so. The chicken is gonna render out its own juices. Make sure everything is coated in that sauce, the herbs, the garlic, the ginger, everything's mixed in really well. So now everything is really mixed in really well. You can let this sit. You can do this overnight. The longer, the better. Alright, so all we're gonna do now is put our lid on. Close it up. Make sure that your Instant Pot is on sealing and not on venting. Make sure that it is on sealing. I'm gonna just go ahead and press the pressure cook button. It is on 20 minutes. I usually do most of my chicken about 20 minutes because that's usually, I usually cook the same amount for us here. But this is about, again, like a pound and a half of chicken. And it's going to depend on how much chicken you're using, if your chicken is frozen or defrosted, and whatnot. So just follow the instructions on the Instant Pot. It usually takes 6 to 8 minutes per pound of chicken. So I'm going to let this go for 20 minutes. It's usually what I do. Let it, it's going to come up to pressure. It's going to cook. It's going to, you can either manually release the pressure or let it do a slow release. And then we'll be back after to finish it up. I'll see you guys back in about 25-30 minutes. So this is finished. It's finished, you know, doing what it's gotta do. I have not manually released the pressure, but I'm going to, so I can get this done. Don't mind the sink, it's got dishes in it. But what I'm gonna do is I have a towel, and I saw this tip online, and I'm gonna take a towel and I'm gonna put it over my my vent, and I'm gonna put it on venting. That way I don't have steam going all over my kitchen, because it's gonna be ending up hitting up my kitchen counters on the top and stuff like that. And this just makes it so much easier. So I'm gonna show you here. I'm gonna take a towel, just kind of pop it over a little bit, and then just put it on venting. And I saw that tip online, and it made it so much easier, because if I didn't manually release this, it can take another 10 minutes or even longer to release that pressure. So I'm gonna wait for this to finish. That little silver button is gonna go down, and that way we can open our lid. Okay, so it is done. You can see that my silver thing has dropped, so I'm gonna go ahead and open my lid up. It's gonna be hot, so obviously be careful. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna turn my, I'm gonna hit cancel. So it's gonna cancel that, so I hit cancel, and now I'm gonna go ahead and hit saute. I'm gonna add in some brown sugar. You can add this in before you pressure cook it. I'm just gonna add it in now. Just about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay, so this has come up to a boil. I'm gonna turn on the lights a little bit here. I'm gonna give that a gentle stir because I added in that brown sugar. Alright, so now that's come up to a boil. In my bowl here, I have some cornstarch. So you're gonna need about 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and about a 1/4 cup of water just to make this little slurry. We're gonna add that in and we're gonna give that a stir. That liquid, once it starts to come up to a boil, it's gonna thicken up that cornstarch. You could already see that it's making an amazing sauce. Now once that thickens up, just make sure that it's evenly distributed without breaking up the chicken. So I'm really going around the sides and around the chicken. I'm gonna go ahead and hit cancel. And to this, we're gonna add in some broccoli. Now this is still boiling, it's still really hot. So this is why I like to add in my broccoli at this point. Because if I added it at any other point, it's just gonna become too soggy and just not what I like. So I'm just gonna kind of give it a little dunk in the sauce so it can get the flavor. It's gonna be perfect. It's gonna have crunch, which is what I want. And you know, when you get takeout, your broccoli is like perfectly cooked. It's tender but crunchy and it's good. That's what I want. So that's why I added in last but not least. And that's it. You're gonna wait until it's cooled to serve. I actually really like to have some jalapenos on this, which is kind of crazy. But I like it spicy, and I know I have kids and I have little ones, so I don't make it spicy, but I like some, you know, either hot, like pepper sauce or jalapenos. I actually love to add jalapenos to this. I don't know why. The tanginess of the jalapenos. Alright, so like I said, I love to serve this with jasmine rice. This is jasmine rice that I just cooked. I just made. And all I did was took the rice and I put it in a small bowl. I feel like I can't talk today. And I just kind of pressed it down, made it compact, and then turned the bowl over, and it eventually will come off. And there you have it. And that's it, you guys. It's so easy. It takes about 20 minutes in the Instant Pot and just like 5 minutes or so to put together. And you got a really amazingly delicious meal. This is one of my absolute favorite Instant Pot meals to make. I hope that you guys enjoy this recipe. If you give it a try and you enjoy it, let me know. And see you next time. Bye-bye.